positive time, Jimmy.
Yeah, it really is.
Billionaires are not happy having $1 billion.
Why
does Elon Musk dress like he just... All right, thank you. Oh, my God. Why does Elon Musk dress like he just got out of a Hot Topic? Just... I am so sick of that guy trying to rewrite his origin story like he was Matthew McConaughey pulling into the high school. It's like you were a nerd, nobody banged you, and now you have hair plugs and your laminated face.
So Elon Musk, the man who thinks he's too cool for anything, just met his match, Bill Burr. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. Burr didn't just roast Musk, he set the entire SpaceX program on fire with one perfect line. You're going to want to see this meltdown in real time because of Musk's ego? Yeah, it got flattened faster than one of his rockets. Ready for the chaos? Let's dive into the hilarious train wreck.
Like a reality.
But is there anybody getting your ire up these days more than usual?
Nerds.
Yeah.
The nerds that own the politician. All these tech nerds that want to build robots because they don't know how to talk to hot women.
Yeah.
They're gonna take over the world. They're gonna take over. They are literally gonna replace us. We're like beta right now, and they're coming out with like the VCR. And I think Elon has got the rockets going because they realize there's other Earths out there, and they're gonna trash this one, and because they don't have any concern for it, and they're gonna move on to the next Earth. And you know, everybody's gonna be standing down here with your blue and red ties, going, "Wait a minute, I was on your side," and they're just gonna leave.
Elon Musk, the man with the Midas touch, or at least that's how he wants us to think of him. I mean, this is a guy who literally shoots his cars into space and tweets like he's auditioning for a spot in the next How to Ruin Your Reputation in 140 characters or less guidebook. But somehow he's convinced a significant portion of the population that he's the messiah of modern tech, sent here to save us from the end of humanity with a few electric cars and a couple of rockets. Oh, and did I mention he's trying to make life multiplanetary? Yeah, totally not arrogant, right?
They're horrible, heartless people. And then for some reason, if you say that, you're like a communist, and then we're in bed with the Russians. I don't get any of it. None of it makes sense. And then they try to politicize everything you say, and it's just like, I don't know, shouldn't you pay your workers? Yeah. Don't you remember that?
Yes.
When we were growing up?
But even the mighty can fall. And when the fall happens in front of a live audience, well, that's when it gets good. Enter Bill Burr, comedian, truth-teller, and unapologetic savage. A guy whose entire career is built on taking people down a peg, especially if they think they're too important to be roasted. Now, if you've never heard of Bill Burr, I'm sorry, I guess you're living under a rock, or maybe you've just been too busy reading Elon's endless tweets about how he's going to fix everything from Twitter to global warming. But let me tell you, Burr has zero tolerance for egos, especially the ones as bloated as Musk's.
Job. That guy still has a job? I don't understand those guys. And this isn't politically. It's just like, I don't understand why they're so upset with this country. It's like, you're billionaires. I think it's working for you. Like, you know, why are you going and telling everybody, you know, justify what you do? It's like, fucking justify what you do. That piece of shit car that you're making that the government financed. No?
The scene is set. Musk, as always, walks into a public event looking like he just walked off the cover of a futuristic magazine. His posture is perfect. The smugness is turned up to 11, and he's ready to drop some earth-shattering insight about the future. Maybe it's about how his next move will involve building a colony on Mars. Or maybe it's another announcement about how Tesla is going to revolutionize something that, honestly, didn't need to be revolutionized.
That idiot Elon Musk.
Oh.
That guy, like, he's going to, like, who evidently is a Nazi. Like, I just refuse to believe that it was an accidental two-time Sieg Heil.
How about the fact that the Twitter guy he's not even from here. He's from South Africa. He comes to this country and wants to turn it into a fucking dictatorship. He doesn't feel that we deserve democracy. Can you just imagine doing that? Going to another country and just deciding, yeah, you know what? I'm going to change this form of government because I've decided. Yeah, he doesn't mind living under a dictatorship as long as he's on the good side of it.
But this time, he's not going to get away with it unscathed. Because here comes Bill Burr, armed with nothing but his sharp tongue and a gut full of disdain for self-important tech moguls. And guess what? Musk is about to get a crash course in humility. Now, Musk's ego has been a bit, let's say, fragile in recent years. For someone who's constantly trying to appear like he's too big for the world, he sure doesn't like being questioned or roasted or mocked, and that's where Burr comes in. The two meet, and you can almost hear the collective uh-oh from the audience. We all know how this is going to end, don't we? Because there's no way this isn't going to be a car crash of epic proportions. Burr starts with the kind of sarcasm that only he can deliver. Sharp, cutting, and with a delivery that makes it clear he's not intimidated by billionaire geniuses. And Musk? Well, Musk starts to twitch. This isn't a room full of adoring fans and tech evangelists. This isn't a place where Musk can drop his latest half-baked thoughts and get applause just for existing. No, this is Bill Burr's domain, and Burr has made it his mission to bring Musk down to size, literally right back to Earth, where his Tesla is probably burning out for the 5th time today.
What happened to the fucking Twitter guy? I don't watch the news. That guy has lost his fucking mind. That dude has lost his fucking mind. I also don't understand neo-Nazi people. I don't understand how they're in this country going, support the troops, America, love it or leave it, and all of this type of shit. And it's like, you know, all those guys who died on D-Day, they were fighting Hitler. Like, I've lived so long. Like, you know, everything just sort of changes after a while. It's like, wait a minute, are people trying to say he was a good guy now?
Burr doesn't even give Musk a chance to get comfy in his billionaire bubble. Musk tries to drop a joke about how he's changing the world and we'll all be living on Mars soon enough. Burr just looks at him like he's explaining quantum physics to a toddler. Yeah, because that's exactly what we need right now. Another planet to mess up, Burr snarks. And the crowd? Well, they love it. There's no applause for Musk's latest Mars plans. No, it's all going to Bill Burr, who's taking a wrecking ball to the very foundation of Musk's self-perceived genius. The thing with Musk is that he's not exactly known for taking criticism well. It's like his brain is hardwired to shut down at the first sign of anything that isn't a tweet praising his visionary status. So naturally, he tries to respond. Maybe he deflects, maybe he tries to play it cool like, oh, this is just comedy, no big deal. But here's the problem. Burr doesn't let up. He doesn't just stop at the usual tech millionaire is out of touch with reality jokes. No, he goes deeper. He gets into the fact that Musk's not just out of touch with reality, he's almost living in a different dimension where paying $8 for Twitter verification is somehow more important than solving real-world problems.
But is there anybody getting your ire up these days more than usual?
Nerds.
Yeah.
The nerds that own the politician.
nerds.
All these tech nerds that want to build robots because they don't know how to talk to hot women
Yeah.
they're gonna take over the world. They're gonna take over. They are literally gonna replace us. We're like beta right now, and they're coming out with like the VCR.
That was comedian Bill Burr on The View, which you love to see Burr on The View, something I'm sure he wouldn't probably have been excited to do a few years ago. But he continues to dunk on Elon Musk, this time calling Musk a nerd who can't talk to hot women. And he didn't stop there.
And Musk, he's losing it. You can see it in his face. The cool, collected guy who thinks he's a genius has just met someone who doesn't care about his innovations or his shiny cars. Burr's not impressed by Mars missions or flamethrowers. Burr's sitting there roasting Musk like a marshmallow over a campfire, while Musk tries, desperately, to keep it together. But here's the real kicker. Burr's not just roasting Musk for fun. No, there's a method to this madness. Musk's entire public persona is built on this idea that he's not just some guy in Silicon Valley trying to make a buck. He's a god among men, someone whose every word is gospel. So when Burr goes after him, it's not just about poking fun, it's about shattering that illusion. It's about reminding Musk that he's just another billionaire with a fat bank account and questionable ideas. The more Burr digs in, the more Musk squirmed. The audience, they're eating it up. For once, Musk is the one on the receiving end of the humiliation he's often so happy to dish out. And Burr? He's thriving. He's giving us the roast we never knew we needed. By now, it's clear that Musk's cool persona is gone. The man who's supposed to be so confident, so untouchable, is now squirming like a man who's just realized his entire empire was built on sand.
Dollars. Maybe Elon, he has all this money and power, and he thought it was going to fill that fucking void, and it didn't. And rather than face it in a panic of the profound loneliness
Okay, and I'm coming from an empathetic place here because I experienced that when I took mushrooms. It's a profound sense of loneliness. And then you either face that and figure out where it is, or you just go full Nazi. And go. I don't think I feel he's more Mussolini. If I'm to look at his face, I feel he's more Mussolini than he is Hitler.
Maybe Musk tries to laugh it off, or maybe he doubles down, spewing some half-baked nonsense about how he's changing the world. But none of it sticks. The damage is done. Burr has officially put Musk in his place. Now, the aftermath. Oh boy. Musk, being Musk, probably tries to spin this somehow. Maybe he brushes it off. Maybe he uses the "I was just trying to be funny" defense. But we all know what happens next. The internet has a field day. Memes flood social media. Everyone's talking about how Musk just got destroyed by a comedian who doesn't care about his rockets, his electric cars, or his overblown ego. And Musk? Well, he's probably tweeting about how sometimes the best jokes are the ones that sting. Because that's how Musk handles things. Throw out a vague, philosophical tweet to pretend like he's not bothered. The truth, though, is that this was a public relations disaster for Musk. Oh, sure, he's got billions in the bank and a fancy electric car company, but there's something about getting roasted by a guy who doesn't give a damn about your self-imposed genius that stings. This wasn't just a bad day for Musk. It was a reminder that even the richest people on the planet aren't immune to the kind of brutal honesty that comes from someone like Bill Burr.
Focus on space is so he can ditch this world after he trashes it. He's gonna destroy this planet, do you understand? And then just bounce. He's gonna get out of here. Let's hear it in Bill's actual voice.
And I think Elon has got the rockets going because they realize there's other Earths out there, and they're gonna trash this one, and because they don't have any concern for it, and they're gonna move on to the next Earth.
And let's not forget, this isn't just about Musk getting roasted for the sake of comedy. It's about tearing down the idea that billionaires with their endless streams of innovation are above reproach. Musk might have his space missions and self-driving cars, but that doesn't mean he can't be humbled by a guy who's made a career out of exposing the flaws in people who think they're untouchable. So let's take a moment to appreciate this. Musk, the man who wants to colonize Mars, just got his ego smashed on Earth by a comedian, and it was glorious. Burr proved something that day. No matter how many rockets you launch, no matter how many companies you run, you're never too big to get roasted by a guy who's just trying to make you laugh. And Musk? Well, he's probably still pretending like it didn't bother him, but deep down, we all know it hurts a lot. The real question is, will Musk ever recover from this public humiliation? Will he go back to pretending like he's untouchable, or will he finally realize that maybe, just maybe, he's not the genius he thinks he is? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Bill Burr is still laughing, and the rest of us are too. Because at the end of the day, it turns out that roasting Elon Musk isn't just easy, it's fun.
All I know is I don't know why everybody thinks that guy's amazing. Let me tell you right now, somebody who has like fucking like Botox face and a hair system, you're gonna look at them like, yeah, man. This guy has the answers. It's like, this guy's looking in a mirror like, I don't like the way I look. I reject aging. I reject it. To me, he looks like space Christopher Walken. Like, you know, when you go in a wax museum, they're like, this is Christopher Walken. You're like, sort of, but that's...
So Bill Burr didn't just roast Elon Musk for the laughs. He actually pulled back the curtain on Musk's whole "I'm a genius who's too busy for your trivialities" routine. Burr became, without a doubt, the unexpected hero of the day. Musk, the guy who spent years playing the role of the invincible tech god, got a harsh reminder that sometimes reality hits harder than a SpaceX rocket. The world didn't just watch a comedian take down a billionaire. No, they watched Bill Burr do what only the bravest of people can: speak truth to power and leave a dent in that shiny billionaire armor. And let's talk about the aftermath, because this wasn't just a momentary blip in Musk's media frenzy. This roast made Burr a household name in the taking down elites department. Suddenly, people are remembering him less for his stand-up specials and more for how he dismantled Musk's carefully constructed image. Burr's roast became the viral sensation of the moment, easily overshadowing the usual Musk tweet drama. The guy's comedic timing was spot on, his jabs hitting the target like a Tesla autopilot, finally getting it right. Well, almost. This moment didn't just leave people laughing, it left them questioning, can the almighty Musk really walk away unscathed from this? Now let's address Musk's side of things. You know, he's sitting somewhere staring into the abyss of his Twitter feed, desperately trying to figure out how to spin this into some deep lesson about how he's misunderstood, or how laughter is the best form of innovation, or whatever other self-help mantra he's been parroting lately. Musk might rebound, sure. He's got billions in his back pocket, a couple of rockets to his name, and a fan base that will probably defend him until the last Tesla battery dies. But that cool, collected image he's built up for years? Yeah, that took a hit. Maybe not a catastrophic one. He still has his space dreams and solar-powered houses, but that sheen of untouchability, that's a little tarnished now. Think about it. How can Musk ever convince the world that he's too busy changing the world when we've just watched him get roasted by a comedian for thinking he's above it all? People aren't going to forget this. Sure, they'll go back to looking at his shiny cars and rockets, but there's now this little crack in the facade. Musk might have all the technical prowess in the world, but no amount of rocket science can fix that feeling when you've been publicly humiliated in front of thousands of people. People don't forget that stuff. That's the kind of moment that lingers in the background of every tweet, every interview, every revolutionary announcement. Musk's ego might have taken a blow that no Tesla stock increase can heal. So, Musk's next moves are crucial. Will he rise above this? Will he finally learn the lesson of humility? Or will he just go full-on too big to fail mode and try to ride this out with a few more self-aggrandizing tweets and another self-congratulatory launch to space? The guy's got an ego that could fill the entire galaxy, but even he might start to wonder if he's untouchable anymore. Bill Burr didn't just take down Musk for the laughs, he took down the idea that the world's most powerful people are untouchable. Musk's shiny empire? It's not invincible. Burr proved that with nothing but his sharp wit and impeccable timing. For Musk, it's a reality check, an important reminder that no matter how much he thinks the universe revolves around him, there's always someone who's ready to pull him back to earth with a joke, a good one, and it's always the jokes that sting the hardest.